Hello everybody, welcome to Stories from the Whispering Wood, a place where we share tiny tales for big imaginations and meet up with all our friends that live and play in that magical place called the Whispering Wood. I'm your story friend, John. Are you ready for today's adventure? Then let's begin. Our adventure today is from an area just off the Whispering Wood in a place called the Green Meadows. This adaptation is based on the original public domain work by Thornton W. Burgess, published in 1913. Certain elements have been thoughtfully modified to suit contemporary children and listening audiences while preserving the spirit and intent of the original story. So let's get to our story. Is everybody comfortable? Yes? Then let's begin today's story.
Chapter 7. Too late, Reddy Fox hears. Drummer the Woodpecker was pounding out his danger signal so fast, so hard, that his little red head flew back and forth almost too fast to see. Beat Drummer on the old tree trunk on the edge of the green forest. When he stopped for breath, he looked down into the scowling face of Farmer Brown's boy, who was hiding behind the old tree trunk. Drummer didn't like the looks of that scowl, not a bit. And he didn't like the looks or smell of the bucket of rotting fruit which Farmer Brown's boy had. He knew that Farmer Brown's boy was hiding there to do something to Reddy Fox, but Drummer was beginning to be afraid that Farmer Brown's boy might guess what all the drumming meant, that it was a warning to Reddy Fox. And if Farmer Brown's boy did guess that, why... Anyway, on the other side of the tree there was a better place to drum. So Drummer the Woodpecker crept around to the other side of the tree, and in a minute was drumming harder than ever. Whenever he stopped for breath, he looked out over the green meadows to see if Reddy Fox had heard his warning. But if Reddy had heard, he hadn't heeded. Just to show off before all the little meadows and forest people, Reddy had waited until Bowser the Hound had almost reached him. Then, with a saucy flirt of his tail, Reddy Fox started to show how fast he could run, and that is very fast indeed. It made Bowser the Hound seem very slow, as with his nose to the ground, he came racing after Reddy, making a tremendous noise with his great voice. Now, Reddy Fox had grown as careless as he had grown bold. Instead of looking sharply ahead, he looked this way and that way to see who was watching and admiring him. So he took no note of where he was going and started straight for the old tree trunk on which Drummer the Woodpecker was pounding out his warning of danger. Now, Reddy Fox has sharp eyes and very quick ears. Indeed he has. But just now, Reddy was as deaf as if he had cotton wool stuffed in his ears. He was chuckling to himself to think how he was going to fool Bowser the Hound and how smart everyone would think him, when all of a sudden he heard the rat-a-tat-tat of Drummer the Woodpecker and knew that that meant danger. For just a wee little second it seemed to Reddy Fox that his heart stopped beating. He couldn't stop running, for he had let Bowser the Hound get too close for that. Reddy's sharp eyes saw Drummer the Woodpecker near the top of the old tree trunk and noticed that Drummer seemed to be looking at something down below. Reddy Fox gave one quick look at the foot of the old tree trunk and saw freckle-faced Farmer Brown's boy standing there with a bucket of rotting fruit. Just then, Farmer Brown's boy started to throw some of the rotting fruit at Reddy Fox. Reddy Fox gave a little gasp of fright and turned so suddenly that he almost fell flat. Then he began to run as never in his life had he run before. It seemed as though his flying feet hardly touched the grass. His eyes were popping out with fright as with every jump he tried to jump just a little bit faster. Splat! Splat! Two giant pieces of smelly, overripe red plums were thrown in the direction of Reddy Fox. Drummer the Woodpecker gave a frightened scream and flew deep into the green forest. Peter Rabbit flattened himself under a friendly bramble bush. And Johnny Chuck dived headfirst down his doorway. Reddy Fox gave a yelp, a shrill little yelp of pain as he is hit by the smelly pieces of fruit. And as he was running away, he looked around, and Farmer Brown's boy threw a big, stinky plum at Reddy Fox, and it caught him right on his nose. And not only did it smell bad, but it hurt also. But Farmer Brown's boy didn't know that. He thought he had missed, and he growled to himself,
"I'll get that fox yet for stealing my pet chicken."
End of Chapter 7.
And that's where we'll leave our friends for now. We'll find out tomorrow what happens next in the Green Meadows. I hope you enjoyed our little story. If you did, you can ask a grown-up to click subscribe so you never miss an adventure. Did you know that this story and all the stories from the Whispering Wood are available as read-along audiobooks? If you would like to know more, just visit our website, storiesforyourears.com, for further details. Thanks for being with us today, and I'll see you next time for the next exciting chapter in our story, The Adventures of Reddy Fox, one of the stories from the Whispering Wood. See you soon.